Now for the fun part. How do I figure out what I'm gonna make? So the first thing I like to do is I go through my refrigerator, my upstairs, I have a downstairs fridge also, I go through the freezer, I go through the pantry, and I take a look at what I have, because sometimes you forget you have things in there, and it happens all the time, and to be like, oh, I forgot I had that, okay, let's cook that. So I took pictures because I didn't want to write it down. And I don't really have that much, so I didn't feel the need to write it down. It really kind of kept a mental note in my head. So I did that, and then I looked through my cookbooks, and I looked through some recipes, and what do I want to make? You know, what do be on the menu this week? So then I decided, based on what I have on hand, some different recipes that I wanted to make. So I'm going to show you the list that I came up with. So here it is. So here's the list. So we're going to do an appetizer night, buffalo chicken nachos from page 22 of that freezer dump meal book. I'm going to try that recipe. Mozzarella sticks, popcorn shrimp. I have baked vegetables. I have a salad, so we'll probably have that. Slow cooker brown sugar chicken, another recipe from the book. And then a third recipe from the book, crock pot pineapple chicken. Then hot dogs with macaroni salad. That's going to be a quick meal, maybe with something we'll eat on like a warm night where we just want to maybe sit outside and eat quick. Tortellini pasta salad with grilled chicken. Salisbury steak, which I'm making tonight. Eggplant parm bread with pasta. So these are all recipes that stuck out at me based on what I have. So then what I do is, after I decide what I'm going to make, I look at each meal and I write a list of what items I have to buy. So what do I need to make the buffalo chicken nachos? I need chicken. I need the chicken breast. I need ranch dressing packet. I need the sauce. I need tortilla chips. So that kind of I needed a lot. But I have mozzarella sticks. I have popcorn shrimp. That's where I came up with the idea. I was like, oh, let's do appetizers. For the slow cooker brown sugar chicken, I literally didn't need anything but chicken. I have everything else on hand that I'm going to need. The pineapple chicken, same thing. See pineapple chunks? You know, hot dogs. What do I need to make that? What do I need to make the macaroni salad? And I just kind of went through the list of what I'm making, what I have in my pantry or my fridge, and then what I need. Also threw on some items here that I know that I need. Tide Pods. I know I needed horseradish. I know I needed granite cleaner. So once I have my list of the items that I'm going to need, I just sit down at my island. It doesn't really take that long. It takes like 10 minutes, maybe not even. And I just sit. I have my tabs open on my computer, the 3 stores that I go to, and I price who has maybe a good sale, who has the best price, who has the item, and then I just kind of load up my carts based on that. Maybe something's on sale that at a store, and I'm like, oh, that's an item I could use. I'll throw that in. So I just try to do that. Then I just pick a day to do the pickups, which I picked this week. I picked Wednesday because my daughter's in school. So after we drop her off, I schedule all the pickups at the same time, same window, and I just pop over to each store. And I'd also like to add, I did 7 meals here. That's gonna last me longer than a week because I do have leftover nights built in. I do have takeout nights built in. I know in particular one night this weekend, I'm not gonna be home, so my husband's gonna be here with the kids and they'll just probably order something and eat that. So the meal plan that I made is actually gonna take me probably a week and a half to get through. Maybe even 2 weeks, depending on how many leftovers I have and depending on how much we go out, or, you know, if we get invited to go, where are we going? As if, right? So it's actually not so bad when I think about how much I spent. I know I went over budget. I spent $176.29 when I like to keep it at $150, but it's going to last me longer than a week. So next week's should be less. So I'm going to try to keep it under budget next week.
Okay, so here we go. I have a large package of fresh chicken cutlets, never been frozen, and I am just breaking them down, cutting them into cutlets, and anything that I don't use for a particular meal, I'm just going to grill at the end. I'm taking this opportunity to cut off any fat, or anything that looks gross, nasty, and yeah, I'm just taking my time and doing it. It takes a couple minutes, but it's not so bad. All right, first up is the chicken for the buffalo chicken nachos. So into the bag, I'm going to put a pound of chicken, which is just that 1 large chicken breast, 1 packet of ranch dressing mix, and then 1 cup of buffalo wing sauce. So as you'll see in a second, I'm going to use Frank's Red Hot. That's what I like. So once it's all hooked up, when I'm ready to cook it, I'm going to put it all in the crock pot on low for 8 hours. When that's done, I'm going to shred it up, put it over some chips on a baking sheet, put it in the oven, 400-degree oven, and I'm going to top it with cheese. So I'm not sure which I'm going to use yet. The recipe says mozzarella, but I think I might use cheddar. Always cleaning in between. So now my rice is done, and I'm going to just put them in containers. This way it's ready to go if I want it for any of the meals that I'm making. Up next is the slow cooker brown sugar chicken. To a small bowl here, I've got a 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar. I'm doing 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, which I minced earlier. That's going to be our marinade. So we're going to whisk that up and set it aside. In our bag, which is all labeled, we're going to put 5 small chicken cutlets because that's how many we'll eat. So I'm just going to put that in, and then I'm going to add that marinade over top, mix it up. I'm going to be cooking it on low for 8 hours, and when there's about 30 minutes left, it says to put some cornstarch with water inside, like a little slurry, to thicken up that sauce so that lasts half hour. Okay, last but not least, here we have our slow cooker pineapple chicken. So for the sauce, I've got a can of sliced pineapple. Supposed to use chunks, but I got the wrong one. So to the juice, I'm adding 3/4 cup chicken stock, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then 2 tablespoons of soy sauce because it called for 3, but I didn't think I had enough, and 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. So I'm just going to mix that up, and I'm putting that off to the side. So in my bag, I'm going to do 5 chicken cutlets. I'm going to pour this marinade over top, and when we cook it, it's going to be cooked on low for 8 hours, and with that 30 minutes left, we're going to do the slurry with the cornstarch and the water, and also don't forget your pineapple. That's the most important part. The rest of the chicken I just grilled on my stove, and now it's going into a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes to finish. All right, we're cooking up some tortellini. It's pasta salad. So I've got tortellini cooking. In the meantime, here I've got my cherry tomatoes that I'm just cutting up. I did a time lapse. Sorry about the color. I have to be more careful next time. But yeah, a whole pint of the cherry tomatoes. Then I have a bowl of fresh mozzarella. So once I get that done, I'm going to cut that up, same size, try to keep everything consistent. Keep an eye on my pasta also. When my pasta's done, I'm letting it cool off to the side. So here we got some garlic going into my tomato and mozzarella, olive oil, balsamic, salt, and pepper. Mixing it up, and then you have to taste. So here I am tasting it. Let's see what I think of it. Yeah, it's really good. Slicing up that grilled chicken because that's finished. So that can go with the tortellini pasta salad, but I'm going to put it in a container. We could use it for salads. We could use it for whatever. Give it a taste. Yes, very good. All right, it's all going in a container into the fridge. Next up is my eggplant for my eggplant parm. So I'm just going to slice that thin. And yeah, I've got a whole eggplant there. I like to keep the skin on. You don't have to. I mean, I personally like it. And I'm putting it off to the side here. I've got my little dredging station. So I've got my eggs, I've got breadcrumb, Italian breadcrumb, and Parmesan cheese. So what I'm going to do is just dip the eggplant into the egg, dip it into the breadcrumb, and then put it on a pan. That's going into the oven, drizzling with olive oil first. It's going to go into a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. And of course, keep an eye on it. Make sure, it doesn't burn. So my pasta was cool. So I'm just adding it all together now with the tomato and mozzarella, giving it yet another taste. Thinking about, is it missing something? No, we're pretty good. That's going in a container, putting away. Now 10 minutes passed, I'm flipping everybody over, and then I'm putting it back in the oven, giving it a drizzle of more olive oil, of course. So once it's all done, look at it, beautiful. I'm putting it off to the side. Okay, so now we've got our eggs. I'm doing the 5x5 method in the Instant Pot. While those are cooking, I am going to make my eggplant parm. So we're going to start with our layers. Bottom layer is going to be sauce. Then we're going to put eggplant, just layer it on there, a little more sauce. Top that with mozzarella cheese, and just keep going until you've used up all of your eggplant. When I'm ready to cook it, I'll just put it in the oven, 375, maybe 20 minutes until it gets all bubbly and brown and delicious. And yeah, that's all she wrote. Thanks for hanging out with me, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed my meal prep.